right, full panel here with me now. Mick Mulvaney back again. Denise Gitsham, former aide in the George W. Bush White House. Lori Watkins, former policy advisor to President Obama. And Adam Hodge, former communications director for the DNC. Hello to you all. Thanks for being here. Nice to see everyone.
Good to see you.
The oligarchy line, Adam, last night, is that sort of is that really the outgoing message there for Joe Biden?
No, the outgoing message from his speech last night was actually one about liberty. He spent the whole speech talking about how we as a country, founded on the idea of liberty, out of many we are one. But the problem is, with extreme wealth concentration in America, there's a question about whether we actually have an equal opportunity economy in the country.
But that's what sticks, though, right?
Yeah, it sticks because there's no question that there's a tremendous wealth concentration. The St. Louis Fed this year said that 10% of Americans control 67% of the wealth in America. That's not something that I think we aspire to as a country. Many of Trump's own voters have talked about their concern about the power of the elites and the wealthy having too much control in society. So this is a bipartisan concern.
Not aspire to?
Well, most of whom give to the Democratic Party. Let's be honest, the Democrats have always been better at raising money from these big money people. Joe Biden has been to Davos no less than 9 times to talk to the wealthiest people in the world. There's nobody on any side of the aisle that can argue that every politician goes after those oligarchs, and until they're not on their side, they're for them. They're doing their bidding, they're taking their money. That is how Washington is run. That's the bigger question, not a matter of, that's the bigger issue with Washington, why Americans don't believe in Washington anymore.
Sort of to Adam's point, can I say, well, this wealth concentration happened under Biden. The 100 wealthiest Americans are now 1.5 trillion richer. The top 0.1%, Lori, gained more than $6 trillion over the last 4 years.
Well, I would disagree with that because I think a lot of
those are the
Trump
numbers,
tax cuts caused some of these business owners to have some of the growth that they've had. Also, the pandemic was a way for a lot of them to capitalize off that. But what Adam was saying, this concentration of power, when you have wealth, power, and influence, and also an erosion of freedom of the press, yeah, that's authoritarianism. That is oligarchy type behavior, type governmental type, not democratic.
In the election.
It doesn't mean it's wrong, though.
It doesn't, exactly.
Well, then stop taking their money. I mean, it's so easy. Just stop taking their money. If you have a problem with it, then you stop by stopping taking their money.
Talk about parties.
I don't think people care that much about wealth concentration. I think they care about 2 things, which is their standard of living. Is it going up? They don't care about somebody else as long as they feel like they're doing okay. And they care about whether or not they and their kids can move up. It's that social mobility that worries me. If you are creating a permanent landed sort of gentry class, that would be a problem. But all the people we're talking about who are super wealthy were born poor for the most part. Now, the Walmart family is different, but Jeff Bezos didn't have any money when he was born. Elon Musk didn't have a lot of money when he was born. We still have some of that. These are new wealthy people, and that's still healthy.
There's a difference, though, between, like, everybody should applaud people who have the wealth and who acquire it through working hard and making a good living. The question is, what happens after you've amassed that wealth? Do we have a fair system in the economy where the taxes are fair for?
Do we have the Jeff Bezos soundbite? Because Bezos basically addressed that in the Deal Book interview that he gave Adam. In which, do we have it, Mark, or no? Play it.
Amazon's market cap is 2.3 trillion today. I own about 200 billion-ish of it. So if you take 2.3 billion and subtract out the piece I kept from myself, then I've created something like 2.1 trillion of wealth for other people.
Mm-hmm. Is he wrong there?
No, there's no question that Amazon has created a tremendous amount of wealth. The question is, do we have a system that emboldens and empowers people to pay their fair share? And you look at what Joe Biden said last night. He talked about having a fair economy where people pay their fair share. We do not have that today.
10% of Americans pay 90% of the taxes in America. So you tell me what's fair.
No, let me move on from there. Mm-hmm.